What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I've got Play-Doh in my hands. And I'm here with Gershwin. We're here to do a
episode
called For the Greater.
We should do a loud burst. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question, because we get to those questions first. That is what Chase536 did. He asks, why does the Imperium hate Xenos so much? Why wouldn't they? If you really look at it,
sticky.
Name one Xenos other than the Tau that you would not want, that you would want to meet.
Eldar.
Oh, well, name another one after those two. Don't say squats.
The felinids.
Don't say felinids, because those are abhumans.
Abhumans, yeah.
Okay, well the point is that that the very first contact that that humans had with Xenos was bad because they were orcs. The first people the first Xenos encountered by I think the Great Crusade were the orcs, and right away they were like, oh, if these guys are out here, then we need to step our game up, and that's why the Space Marines were created. They knew, or the Emperor knew, that we needed a really strong military to combat these greenskins who don't really care about talking. They don't negotiate. Look at the Necrons. When a Tomb World wakes up, they don't care about negotiating that much. They're more of like, you do what I do, or you do what I say, or I'm gonna awaken my entire Tomb World. Hopefully it's working. So yeah,
he's bluffing.
Yeah.
Like, you got robots under the ground. We got abhumans in space.
But yeah, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any?
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Orcs they're the most prevalent race in the entire galaxy. So of course, chances are they're gonna come across orcs. And orcs being orcs, they're aggressive, they're mean, they're unruly. So yeah, that's gonna give you a pretty bad impression of what's out there, especially when you don't know what's out there.
Yep, after coming from the Age of Strife, you're just you feel bad about the galaxy. You want to be protected.
Yeah.
And fear breeds. What did Yoda say? Fear breeds hate. Hate breeds sadness. I don't know. The dark side.
Huda man, Yoda man.
Next question.
This one is by Merrick Gruska. Is everything a food/meat for an unleashed Catan? So we answered this question before, and I'll give you a short answer. Catan don't need to eat. They're kind of sustained by the stars that they used to eat back in the eons. And they're pretty much just like tools of war.
Basically.
Yeah, so they don't eat, they just destroy.
Next question comes from Benjamin Hansen. The Gene Stealer cult. That's not a question. That's just you saying something. I should have read that before. Next question.
Sheldon Goodfellow. Is the Emperor aware of the things happening in the material universe, or is his psyche completely focused and locked onto the Astronomicon and the warp? So, does the Emperor even wish to be revived? And if so, who can do this? Well, it's two questions. First one, does he know what's going on in the material world?
Maybe, because he does speak to Gilliman. He does speak to one of the sisters. So he must say something worthwhile. Mm-hmm. It's not like Gilliman. I'm pretty sure if Gilliman was talking to him and like he said something crazy, Gilliman would be like, "Whoa, red flag."
He'd be like, "Go tell Ferris Manus how you doing."
Yeah,
and he's like,
"You were awake when he died." You remember? But yeah.
Yeah, and then does he want to get revived?
No,
I don't speak for the Emperor, and I never will. But
well, actually, so there's two factions that split. There's the revivers, sure, and then there's the rest of them. So the regular Inquisition, the one that we have now, they're not revivers. They believe that the Emperor is divine, and he chose not to revive himself or not to make himself better because it's the Emperor. He knows what he's doing. Leave him alone. Let him do his thing. and then the revivers want him to revive. But then by doing that, then you kind of show that the Emperor does need help and he's not divine. So it's kind of like one of those. If Jesus is so strong, can he create a stone he can't lift? And if he can't lift it, then he's not as strong as he says. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to go with, like, the good and evil thing, but...
What
like,
good
if
and
he's
evil?
supposed to be all good and supposed to do everything that's, like, great for the people, why is there, like, evil in this world?
Yeah, kind of the same thing, yep. Basically just contradictions of the belief system.
Mm-hmm. And then the second question, or the second part to that question, who can revive him? Well, he can revive himself, honestly, because he's perpetual.
But he's choosing not to. So you see what camp we're on.
Camp Laszlo.
But I mean...
Right? Exactly.
Anybody can revive him, really. The Eldari, no, what is it called?
Yeah, the
Inari.
The Incar and the Inari.
Yeah, they might be able to revive him. They revived Gilliman. We'll see what happens, though. What's gonna happen? Next question comes from Wookin Schreier. When are y'all going to sell OMS shirts? That's expensive for us.
What about some chanclas?
Yeah, we can sell some chanclas. That's cheap for us.
Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're bankrupt.
No, that's gonna be us.
Toys R Us.
No, it's gonna be WAAAGH.
Toys R Us.
There you go. Next question.
Speaking of verbatims, Paul NK asks, how does the High Gothic language sound like? And there you go.
Just like that. Next question comes from Fidelex91. What happened to your old mate, Old Lady 08? Old Lady 08 was a third member of One Mind Syndicate who was all about that base.
No trouble.
Yeah, he started doing his own thing. I think he's an accountant now. Next question.
Not OX13B. Then who? Whoa. Okay, so he's given us a hypothetical example. You will be thrown into the Imperial military or the Inquisition. You choose which rank, branch, or chapter you will be put in, except you can't be a Primarch or a Chapter Master. But you can become a Space Marine. However, you will completely remain yourself when it comes to mind, memories, knowledge, experience. So, you can even become a Grey Knight, a Custodian, a part of a Titan crew, anything like that. Which role and rank would you choose to be from? And how would you use your memories of what you know now to help you in the 40K universe?
That was really hard and I couldn't follow it. So what's your answer?
So basically it's saying, if you could be anybody in the 40K universe, except like a named character, but you still have your memories, who would you be and what would you do?
That's a tough one. Because I want to say Rogue Trader because they seem to be the most free. And like, if you're free, you're away. You have all this access to like the Imperial power. You can even call upon Space Marine chapters to aid you. But at the same time, you don't have to like pay tithes like a planetary governor. You're not being hounded by Inquisitors that much. So I think, yeah, a Rogue Trader would be nice because I have all this Xenos and Chaos information that nobody in the Imperium is supposed to have. So, yeah, Rogue Trader.
I would have to go with a High Lord. Just because they've got power, they've got people to do their work, and I feel like most likely you'd be in a position of relative safety since you're so high up in that society.
Kind of.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's people vying to take your head, your position, and whatnot, but depending on what type of world I'd be in, I guess it could vary.
That's true, yeah.
Get like an agri world, so it's just farming.
Or pleasure world. So all there is Slanesh.
That's true.
Check out our 40 facts on the Highborn, and you'll see that like Highborn society is tough. Not as tough as a Pharaoh world, of course, but it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
No. Forgot we're doing Q&A. Oh, A. Wolfenstein has a pretty interesting question. Does the Adeptus Mechanicus have their own inquisition? Who investigates amongst their ranks for heresy of the techie kind?
Yep, it's I can't remember what they're called. I thought I did a 40 Facts video on it. It's basically like a faction within the Adeptus Mechanicus that does that. And of course, every single faction and every Forge world needs to report to their, like, what is it called? The what's the head person?
The
Fabricator General.
There you go.
Yeah, they all report to the Fabricator General, so he's kind of like the all-seeing eye.
Mm-hmm. Or the all-seeing cog.
Cog.
Like the homie Cogsworth.
Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Bruva Michael, how do you boys manage to keep track of today's pop culture? Me, personally, I feel like the older I get, the harder it is to keep track of everything that's going on. Memes help.
Yeah, memes help a lot. There's some things that, like, I've never been able to get into.
I guess get a Twitter, because a lot of, like, news and information gets spread that way.
Or not really, you just need YouTube, because I don't have Twitter. I do have Instagram. I'm not on Facebook that much, but memes help.
Mm-hmm. Memes help.
Yeah, I would say memes. Last question by Christian Blanchard. Did you see 40K Theories? Is Terra a Xenos world? Heresy. So I guess 40K Theories came out with a video called Is Terra a Xenos world? No, I have not checked it out. I could see why they would speculate that, though. The Golden Throne is Xenos technology. It's really old one technology, because it messes with the warp, and I don't think it's Eldar technology. And then back in the day, they used to say that the Loch Ness Monster was a Tyranid.
Yetis were Tyranids. Basically all these, like, what are they called?
Mythical
cryptoids?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. The Chupacabra, yeah. So, I mean, that kind of says that the Earth's been visited by all type of Xenos, but maybe humanity was put on here, and maybe the Earth is like a Necron Tomb world. Maybe it used to be like an old one planet. You never know.
You never know. And those are the questions for today. Thank you so much for sending those questions our way. If you guys have more questions for us so that I can make my high-pitched noises, please send those questions our way by commenting down below.
And yeah, if you guys like what we do and want to support us, head on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us bring you more 40K content.
But with that said, see you tomorrow.
This is the sound.
Alchemist!
That hurt.
Gershwan.
We are out of here.
In any situation, I knew I never had that much to lose. I thought that I had seen it all before. I lost it.